And now, ladies and gentlemen, our fifth keynote session is about to begin. It's my privilege to introduce the president of CICOT, Dr. Vikas Kanduja.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Madam President, Minister of Health, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, association presidents, friends from around the world. It's with deep humility and great pride that I welcome all of you to the 45th CICOT Annual Orthopedic World Congress here in the vibrant city and historic city of Madrid in Spain. Now, Madrid, with its rich cultural history, dynamic scientific community, and warm hospitality, is certainly a fitting host for what I believe is going to be one of the most meaningful congresses in CICOT's history. Because this is not just another year and not just another congress. This is not just another meeting. This congress marks a transformational moment, a turning point as we begin the journey towards CICOT centenary in 2029. It's a moment to reflect, to celebrate, and to recommit ourselves to the mission that binds us all globally. That's improving musculoskeletal care for all through global collaboration, education, innovation, and research. We've had terrible problems. The Congress this year was supposed to be held in Lebanon, and we had to pull out for obvious reasons. We've had major visa issues in people getting to this Congress. We've had major transformational issues in CICOT as we've actually prepared for this Congress. But one individual who's fought through all of this is my partner in crime, Oliver Marine Penna, who's worked extremely hard over the last 9 months with his team to actually deliver this Congress. And I'm proud to say that we've got over 2,800 registrations for this meeting from over 130 countries from around the world. So a big round of applause for Oliver and his team for making this happen. As we sit here in this audience, we may wonder what's the role of global societies from an orthopedic societies like this when subspecialization is happening all over the world. I rather attend a hip meeting or a shoulder meeting because I'm a hip surgeon or a shoulder surgeon, and you constantly ask that question, why? And I go back to this signage that we put on in the meeting in Montreal, and we ask people to write out there, what do they think CICOT is? And what does CICOT mean to them? And I'll focus on one point, and this is what it said. You found the talent in me. I'm happy that I'm recognized for my views and actually my contributions, and I would want to have a tomorrow with you. And statements like this actually make you wonder what the importance of CICOT is. So let me take you on a personal journey here and take a minute or two to tell you this. I was born in a small town in India called Lucknow, far from the academic centers like Cambridge where I work, far from the surgical theaters of the world, great medical institutions. And like many of you, I started with modest means. I started on a fairly small family and then came to the UK. With the firm belief, like many of you, that medicine, especially surgery, and passion for surgery was a path for service, a path for purpose, and a path of changing lives. I never imagined at any point in time that one day I would be standing here before all of you as the president of CICOT. And that's not just my story alone. It's a reflection of what CICOT truly stands for. The organization has never been about where you come from, whether it's a major city or a rural village or a wealthy nation or a developing one at that. It's about where you're going. It's about your commitment to learn, to grow, and to serve. And SICOT has always been the place where doors have been open, where talent is recognized, where diversity is celebrated, and where every member from every country matters. I found my mentors here. You can see Rajasekharan and John Dormans and Jim Waddell here. I found my international friends here, like Gao and Mohammed. I found my fellowship director here, Yudhiro Salvati, and I went to him to HSS. And I found my fellows here, coming from Japan or from India. I made extremely good friendships here and traveled the world over the last 20 years, and that's what SICOT has given me. So whilst the world is fighting, and this is a map of the conflict zones around the world at the moment, it's organizations like this which actually get 130 countries together for a common purpose. That's the power of a global community. Our community spans more than 100 countries today. We speak many languages. We work in different systems with different challenges. Yet we are united by a love for orthopedics and trauma, by a respect for science, and a shared goal, a world where no one suffers unnecessarily from musculoskeletal disease or injury. The Congress in Madrid is a true celebration of that unity. Over the coming days, we will hear from some of the brightest minds in our field. We will explore new techniques, technologies, and innovations. We will challenge assumptions, as we've done in the Leadership Symposium this afternoon, spark debates, and build collaborations that stretch across borders and generations. But above all, we will be reminded that our strength lies not just in what we know, but in what we share. And that's very important. SICOT was formed on 10th of October 1929, and all the big names in orthopedics you can see are out there actually forming this organization. As we look towards our 100th anniversary in 2029, we have an opportunity, perhaps even an obligation, to define the kind of organization we would want to be in the second century. And I basically say that the SICOT at the moment is a sleeping giant. It's got so much of potential. Let me offer you 3 aspirations that I have in my presidential year and the strategy for SICOT over the next decade. It wants to be an innovator's society. We must lead in embracing transformative technologies, AI, robotics, smart implants, regenerative medicine, but not just for the high-end centers. The issue would be, how do we translate this in ways that are scalable, sustainable, and patient-centered to the low, middle income, and low-income countries? We want to be a bridge for global equity from our education centers, our training fellowships, and our outreach programs that we already have. We will deepen our commitment to build capacity in the underserved regions so that every surgeon and every patient has got access to tools that they need. And finally, we want to be a truly inclusive community. My journey is just one example, and there are many more in the room out here like that. But I hope that inspires others to believe that SICOT is open to all, regardless of geography, background, gender, or income. Our leadership, our faculty, and our future must reflect the incredible diversity of our global membership. Finally, a Congress of this size and magnitude can't be done by just one individual. So let me take a moment to thank all those who've made this Congress possible. To the local organizing committee, especially our Spanish colleagues, thank you for welcoming us into your beautiful country and your capital city. To our scientific faculty and speakers, thank you for your time, thank you for your expertise, and thank you for your willingness to share what you've learned. To our sponsors and partners, a big thank you for your support, not just for this event, the event that we've had in the afternoon, but also for our mission all year around. And to all of you who are here, our members and non-members, and will be members of SICOT, delegates and guests, thank you for being here. Your commitment to education, excellence, and service is what gives SICOT its soul. So finally, let us make this Congress in Madrid not just a meeting of minds, but a spark of transformation. That's where we are. Let us learn, question, share, and connect. Let us reflect on the legacy that we've inherited, almost 100 years old, and accept the responsibility of shaping what comes next. Together, from Madrid to Mumbai, from Nairobi to New York, we will build a SICOT that stands not just for science, but for solidarity. Welcome all to Madrid. Welcome all to the SICOT 45th World Congress. A big thank you and enjoy Madrid.